The Whittaker family has many descendants. The family's history includes many members who have died. How West Virginia's grunting Whittakers got started. Scientists don't know the exact cause of the disorder, but they believe it is a mix of genetic and environmental factors. The strongest link between the condition and genetics was established in 2020. Scientists found a lot of genes that increase a person's risk of being diagnosed with the disorder. Only 65 genes were previously linked to the condition. 30 genes that had never been linked to a disease were discovered. Many play a role in the brain. The rest are involved in changing genes and turning them on and off in brain development. The researchers will now look at how these genes function in the brain after discovering these genes. A human has between 20,000 and 25,000 genes. Mark Laita made a short film called Inbred Family: The Whittakers, which shows the Whittaker family as America's most inbred family. Inbreeding increases the chances of a damaged chromosome being passed on from one family member to another. Interbreeding increases the chance of a child being born with a double dose of one or more genetic problems. Approximately 2% of Americans are on the spectrum of the autistic disease, and it is estimated that 1/3 of them suffer from severe autistic disorder. 7 out of every 1,000 Americans suffer from the condition. Laita's video showed that the family didn't know their genetics were related. They couldn't remember much about their parents. Autism. Birth defects are not caused by inbreeding. Birth deformities are caused by a person who has a damaged chromosome from an older relative. People who are inbred have a higher chance of getting genes that lead to conditions like autism. The genes are contained in the person's chromosomes, which are the nucleus of the body's cells. If the condition is genetic, the genes that are responsible for it are rare and seldom expressed. If two members of the same family have a child, the risks of passing a rare genetic condition to their children will increase. The inbreeding coefficient is a factor that increases the chances of a person suffering a health defect. All genes within a person's DNA are related to their mother or father. All genes can be dominant or recessive. One must have 2 copies of the blue eye gene from each parent to have blue eyes. Both genes need to be suffused with the same trait. The risk of 2 strangers passing on a disease to their offspring is low. The risk of transmitting a genetic trait is higher when there are 2 blood relatives. The risk for 2 blood relatives transmitting spleen gene to their children is much higher. The family of insanity was sparked by the twins, who had 2 children and got married and had 15 kids of their own. Inbreeding increases the risk of rare genetic defects because they are caused by a combination of genes. This is not just true of the condition of autism, but also genetic defects, such as being born with extra fingers or toes, or developing a mental illness. The parents told the filmer that they did not know their genetic issues were due to inbreeds. Some of the children in the family have intellectual deficiencies and live in poor conditions. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, and share.